Okay, let's talk about the second half now, because it didn't start out great in the second half either. Let's just keep it a buck. All right. Starting, you end the first half the way that you end it. You have all second half to come out with whatever play you want. Preferably CMC touches the ball on that play. Somehow you start the half off with a run to Jawan Jennings, all 4-7 40 of Jawan Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you came out of the half with. That was the best play you could come out of the half with. Immediately puts you behind the sticks, and they go 3 and out to start off that half. Dude, what the hell was that? Is that simply that was the play that I had drawn up, and if Debo was in, it would have gone to him, and somehow we don't adjust because for whatever reason, as if you didn't have a 15-minute halftime to figure it out? Dude, what was that? What was that? And then we have the crazy third quarter, 3 lead changes, and it ends with the 49ers offense getting 3 chances to go put this thing away. They get the interception. They get great field position. Kyle's decision to not run the ball really at all on that drive when it was raining. Now it's raining. You're on the other side of the 50 and you're throwing the ball all over the yard. That decision making almost cost them the game. Because then the Packers get the ball. It's a 4-point game. They have a chance to go score. They don't. Then you get the ball again. You drive the ball. You get it close to field goal range. You go down the field, nonetheless, on third down instead of going short of the sticks and either putting yourself in field goal range again or giving yourself a chance to go for it on fourth down. You go for the gusto there. You don't get it. You have to punt. And here comes Green Bay's offense. Aaron Jones gets the big run. They're in field goal range to go up 7. They miss it, and the offense gets a third crack at it. They're lucky to get that third crack at it. Quite frankly, they didn't deserve the third crack at it, and they get it, and Purdy delivers when he needed to most. But that play calling on that third to last drive in Packers territory almost cost them that game, in my opinion. What do you think about the second half?
Oh, yeah. So let's talk about, it goes back to Kyle. And I am always, if you follow me on Twitter, and I'm not fishing for followers here, but you'll see me, people will say these things like blame Kyle for X, Y, and Z. And I said, did Kyle drop that pass? Did Kyle miss that block?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. If you couple the absolute cluster F of the last 4 minutes of the first half with Jawan Jennings, and the bottom line is, you knew it was coming. All of a sudden, you're watching, you're like, is that Jawan Jennings in the backfield? Alone? What the hell is CMC? Is Elijah Mitchell dead? Is Jordan Mason dead? We just said that. Hold on, I'm going to go back to this because didn't we just say in Washington? Didn't we just watch the game against Washington where Elijah Mitchell got more reps? Then we go to the Rams game where Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason played in the stead of CMC. Elijah Mitchell didn't play a single snap. Jordan Mason didn't play a single snap. Now, I'm racking my brain, and I could be wrong. And somebody saw on Twitter is like being pedantic when I said, oh, Brock Purdy hasn't played with a glove, and he did it all the time in college. Okay. All the time in college, all the time. Jawan Jennings does not line up parallel to the quarterback at all year. And all of a sudden you're doing that. You're getting cute on the first play of the second half, and the game you're only up by 1 point. So you go also though, that's a 3 and out, right? There were 2 other times in the second half where the Niners are in enemy territory, inside the 40, from 40 to 35. First down. 1st and 10 from the 40, 1st and 10 from the 35. Pass, pass, pass. Inside on the 35, Moody hits a 52-yard field goal. The other time, they have to punt. I'm sorry. Like, you have the worst inside and outside zone run defense in the NFL, and the worst in a long time in the NFL. Like, one of the worst of the 21st century in the NFL. And you don't, and it's one thing if you say, hey, misdirection. If I'm going to take CMC out to give him a breather, I'm going to put Mitchell in or Mason. Maybe they're not looking to give him the ball on that. We're going to mix things up. And I've been all year saying, stop ripping on Kyle for passing the ball. If you believe in Brock Purdy, pass the ball. But this is not a normal game. The conditions suck. He's been off. Lean on your horses. Do what you do. And to me, that's where I can unequivocally go back and not be doing revisionist history and not be a sensationalist and say that Kyle flubbed those situations. And that this team, in spite of Kyle and that, and granted, in spite of Brock being really off tonight, I get that. But those were just the fact that this team could transcend that and win this game in dramatic fashion is mind-boggling to me. It really is. Like, I'm not trying to be the sky is falling. Like, it's just, I don't understand it. And I hope that they're not in a similar situation in these next 2 games.
Yeah, me too. I mean, again, they won.
They did.
And I don't want to come across negative at all.
No.
But I got to be real. Kyle really put them in some tough situations tonight.
Absolutely.
That I feel like could have been avoided. And I feel like this team kind of overcame their head coach.
I agree.
In this particular game. Now, Kyle does a lot of great things.
Of course.
Kyle puts players in great situations a lot. They win a lot of games because of Kyle. But tonight, I feel like this team overcame their head coach on this particular night.
Yep.
That's the feeling I get. That's how I feel about this game.
And I think it's okay to say that because 2 of us who obviously believe in Kyle Shanahan, this isn't the sky is falling. We won the game. We're excited to go to Santa Clara next weekend. But when you look at this, you want to talk objectively, I never rip on Kyle. I rarely do. I would say that those situations, though, objectively are flawed. Now, you can always say, hey, zig when you zig when they think you're going to zag, right? I get that. But to be in multiple situations where, what does it say? Big heck. Did he really pass 40? Did he really pass 40 times today?
Nearly 40 times, he said, yeah.
Now granted, you're down a lot there in the 4th quarter, but they were passing before that.
Yeah.
And in these conditions, now granted, I get that people, and Rich Madrid was always, and he's right a lot of the time, like this idea, like, well, you can't run with 9 guys in the box. You can't sit there and but that wasn't happening. Like they were just, this is what Kyle does best, is disguise his motive early in the game to set up things with the run game. And then that's when you gash them late. And they just didn't do it. And so I love that he's putting Brock in those situations to because he allegedly trusts him. But brother, we got CMC. Like this next game in Santa Clara, I'm going to say this right now. You can bookmark this. It's going to be a CMC game. This brother is going to get his touches.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
They got to have more balance on offense this time around.